going on, bro? Like, the market for apartments is crazy. Not even just apartments, like houses, all that. It's like the norm is like 2,500. Like, what's really going on?
Brothers and sisters, it's your girl jazzexcess, and I'm back with another video. And today we're talking about the housing market. Why is rent so expensive? Let's get
How
into
do
it.
y'all expect people to get through the week? Just like, I don't get it. Like, bro, I feel bad if you ain't working right now or something. Like, it is crazy. Like, and then it be the apartments that it don't even be nothing special about it. It ain't them high rise apartments. It's the simple one bathroom, two bedrooms, living room, and that's it. Like, at the end of the day, bro, the something gotta shake. A reality check has to come in play. Like, I don't know what's been going on these last couple of years, but I don't like it. Like, bro, you can't even tell nobody, like, yeah, I'm gonna move out and I get 18 to get a man. That's damn near throwing them to the wolves.
Like, seriously, at the rate we're going, my children are going to be living with me probably until the day I die, because there's no way that housing is going to come down ever. Again, it's never going to be affordable. I don't see it ever lowering. And groceries either. My electricity is like almost 300, 250 to 300. Like, nothing is cheap. Insurance 150. Car payment almost 600. I feel bad for the next generation. Really do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how motherfuckers be like, your parents be like, hey, you gotta move out when you get 18. I wish motherfucker would tell me if I was 18 right now, move out. You gotta let me get some time to understand what's going on. Like, these apartments are so expensive. And that ain't even groceries, cleaning products, clothes. Like, to the new generation, life is life. And you remember that teachers always be like, yeah, once you graduate, you're gonna see how life is. No, life is really life. And I'm telling you, life is real.
It's crazy because I can remember when I was a little girl, I was like, I used to get frustrated at being a kid, and I'd be like, I can't wait to grow up. I can do what I want to do. Like, you really can't. Like, I really can't do what I want to do, because right now, you know what I do? I would catch a plane and I would go to the south of France. I would go see Paris. I would go see London. Like, I can't do that. I can't afford it. Like, I'm really side-eyeing young Jasmine. It's hard out here, and I know I'm like burnt out from work. I had 3 jobs. I literally worked 3 jobs at one point. I quit one. But I'm tired. I'm burnt out from working. Like, and I know I'm not the only person struggling. And I pray. For me, I pray for the other families out here. But you know what? At this point, it is what it is.
To buy a house when my rent is going up another $195 a month. It has gone up $720 in 4 years for the same place that I live in. $8,640 a year more for the same place I lived in 4 years ago. I'm sorry, property taxes are not going up that much that landlords are charging that much more.
I can honestly relate to this because when I first moved into my apartment, first off, my apartment is affordable living. So when I moved in here, I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And it was $777 a month. That was back in 2018. So now my rent is basically $1,200. My rent went from $777 to $1,200 in the amount of time I lived here. It sucks. It's supposed to be affordable living. It's not affordable. How?
We had to stop blaming the economy, the government, the president. It is greedy people taking more profits in. When people tell you, just move somewhere else, why would I move to another state that's cheaper? Why should I have to uproot my family, lose my career, just to afford to live somewhere? You're implying people who live in where I live now don't deserve a fair shot at cost of living. And places with cheaper rent pay lower salaries. That's how this whole thing works for the most part. And my girlfriend's a teacher. Like, if she moves to a state with a cheaper cost of living, she might not even have a pension or her benefits anymore. Instead of telling the middle class to keep, like, looking somewhere cheaper, why don't you all align together and get people out of control that are doing this to us? You are always closer to being homeless than you are to being rich. Like, everyone just assumes one day they're going to get rich. And that's why they don't stand up for people just like them in the struggle right now. If not for the raise I got 4 years ago, I would be totally screwed. I don't even want to hand out or help. I just want things to not be so crazy expensive every year.
Cheap rent without getting a roommate, there's only 2 options available. So for your first option, if you want a cheap apartment, is you have to move to far, far away land. You have to move to a small ass town where everybody goes to Walmart for fun. There's nothing to do and you'll be bored as hell, but your rent will be $35 a month. Your second option, if you want cheap rent, is your roommate is probably going to be rats and roaches. Your car's going to get broken into. You're probably going to get shot. But at least your city's a lot of fun and there's a lot of things to do in your city. And this is why I think renting is such a very unfair concept. I have a friend who's paying $2,500 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Miami, Florida. Then I have another friend who's paying $800 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in a small town in South Carolina. Both apartments are pretty much the same size. The only difference is location. I think it should be illegal for rent to be over $2,000 a month. You could be paying $2,000 a month for your apartment and your next door neighbor, same model, same everything, could be paying $1,800 for the same model apartment as you. Or they could be paying more than you. When you renew your lease, it could go up by $9 or $900. And then you're paying $2,000 a month, but you will never own your apartment. You will never own it. I feel like rent should be like a fixed amount across the board. A 1-bedroom apartment anywhere in the United States should be like $800. A 2-bedroom apartment should be like $900. Life is unfair, but renting is 10 times unfair.
Looking at the comments for my video about rent prices was like honestly depressing. You know, it's so many people out there that are in these situations, these circumstances where they can't afford their rent. Like some of the prices that people were saying for the square footage that they were getting is insane. And I think this tells us one thing, that a lot of people are struggling financially. And let this be a reminder that you should take what you see on social media with a grain of salt. Somebody just got a new car, they, going on vacations. It's not to say that people can't afford to do these things right now, but just take it with a grain of salt, because most likely they're struggling, they're drowning too. I've even seen people comment down below saying like, oh, should we still be paying 50-50? Should it be the man 100%? And hey, I may tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie, man. 2 incomes is more than one, especially during these times. Comment down below what your rent prices are in your city, because people need to see that this is all over. It's not just where you're at. And most importantly, God bless.
Talking about people need to stop moving and bouncing around. That's why the rent high. Just renew your lease, like all this other stuff. But let me give you the perspective of a mover, right? I've had 5 apartments in the last 5 years. Let me tell you why. In one of my apartments, my lease was up. They sent me a renewal offer. They said your rent's going up $150. I said, why? Nothing has changed in this place. If anything, it should go down. Like all the damages I've caused in here and my kid. So, but it's going up. They said, yeah, the market, blah, blah. The market. Okay. Do my research. I pull up the website. There's a unit next door available. Same layout, same floor plan, same style. And there's no new renovations. $200 cheaper than what I'm paying currently. Not the new rent. That would have been $350 cheaper. What I have now, it was $200 cheaper than that. But what's the catch? It's for new tenants, new business. Okay. So I try to call them, try to figure this out. Hey, bro, by the way, can I just move in that one? Because I'm going to just move in there. It's $200 cheaper, same floor plan, same everything. We good, right? No, you actually have to pay a $500 transfer fee just to move units, and then on top of that, you don't get that new price, that new rent. That's only for new tenants. Since you're an existing tenant, it would just be the same rent as your other place. Make it make sense. So then I said, you know what? Screw it. We gone. 60 days. Here you go. We out. I checked the apartment website. What do you know? The unit that I'm moving out of is now $200 cheaper for a new tenant. You see how that works? It's not us. It's the apartment complexes. It's the scam that they have going on. But this is the best part. When you pull up a new complex, they will have newer renovations and they'll give you 2 months free just because you're a new tenant moving in. And your rent is going to be cheaper than the last place you stayed at. So while moving costs and all of that sucks, for sure, I hate doing that. In the long run, I have a cheaper place, a nicer place, and 2 months free. So that is why I move around. It's not our fault at all. It's the apartment's fault. It's the apartment industry.
For real, that man better than me because I hate moving. Ugh. And I'm not picking up this furniture. I'm not picking up this TV. I live on the 3rd floor. I'm hiring a moving company when I move here. And I'm not moving in no apartment. I'm moving into a 3-bedroom townhouse, preferably with a basement, God willing.
Y'all can read this for yourselves. There is not one U.S. state where working 40 hours a week is enough to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. That is sad. That is so ridiculously sad. And the other day I heard an elderly woman talking about these younger folks don't know what working hard is. As someone who had 3 jobs in college while being a full-time college student, y'all are really checked out with reality right now. Like, everything is too expensive. I went to the store the other day. 1 bottle of Sprite and a bag of Doritos. Guess how much? $5.50 for 1 bag of chips. The bag wasn't even huge. It was around like one of those dollar-sized bags. If you knew back in like 2010, those dollar-sized bags. It was one of those and a regular 16-ounce Sprite. Imagine the prices of a 2-bedroom apartment. I think the lowest you can get is probably like $1,200. The lowest you can get.
Budget your way out of a bad economy and greed. I just saw a girl on here say her rent is going up from $1,300 to $1,800. Nothing's changing, just a $500 increase because they can do that. And it was so upsetting hearing the anger and frustration in her voice because obviously if she re-signs but can't make those monthly payments, she'll be facing eviction and homelessness. But if she chooses to relocate, that's also very expensive because a lot of places want first month, last month, and security deposit, which is oftentimes equivalent to 1 month's rent, which, by the way, rent these days, you're not finding anything under like $1,500. Then you have to pay for your U-Haul if you want to get movers, if you want to move across state lines to hopefully find something cheaper. Like, all of that adds up for one event, and you're looking at $7,000 or more. Now, who has that just sitting around in the bank these days? I would love to know. Tell me your secrets, please. But it's just scary. Even private landlords are being impacted because their property taxes are going up, so now they have to up the rent on their tenants. And I just want to know, where do we all fit in this system? What is the end goal here for us? And I hate to say this, but I feel like there is no end goal for us other than to be weeded out. We're not in the big picture. Our well-being, our basic human rights, food, shelter, that kind of stuff, that's not on the agenda of these private corporations who are upping the prices on these complexes, or the government and the economy that claim to care about us so much. We're not on their agenda. So like I said in the beginning, it's just scary because no matter how you try to sit there and go over your budget and review your monthly statements and try to stop spending here and stop spending there, you cannot budget your way out of a shitty economy and greed.
Hey brothers and sisters, this is your reminder to like, comment, share, and subscribe. A lot of y'all are watching my videos and you're not subscribed. Like, what are you doing with your life? Like, subscribe to my channel. It don't cost you a damn penny. Okay?
Of young adults has it 10 times worse than us. I have a 24-year-old and we have started the apartment / home buying process. And baby, I remember my very first apartment was $650 plus electric. That's it. Most application fees was like $20, $25. And all these requirements they got now, like you got to make 3-4 times the monthly rent. Like, we ain't had to deal with none of that. Back then, they just looked at your pay stub and needed to know that the amount of rent was on your pay stub. So therefore, you can afford it And don't get it twisted. The way this generation is struggling financially, we had that same struggle. Cost of living was cheap, but we also didn't make no money. When we got our apartments, whatever was at that apartment was free because we paid our gym, free. Pool, free. Community room, free. Playgrounds.
And with that being said, we're at the end of our video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, always live in excess. Mwah. Bye.